So the drivers for mobile gambling are all of the things that you would expect, making sure that there's a distribution channel, that the quality of the product is up to par, and it hasn't really been up until sort of the iOS and the Android operating system, and obviously also internet adoption, mobile internet adoption. There's now a number of real money, play for real native iPhone apps that are actually being launched by betting operators and some of the gaming operators in the space. Paddy Power, Betfair, Tabcorp, Netplay TV that interacts with the Super Casino channel in the UK. They're all allowing. Apple is now allowing these apps to go live. But the app actually has to have GPS built in to make sure that people are gaming in a regulated market. It sort of makes sense. This is a regulated market here in the UK, and there's obviously other regulated markets. The non-regulated markets, that's where Android really comes into its own, because even though Google doesn't like gambling, there's a little checkbox in the on an Android operating system that allows you to install unknown sources, meaning you can get around the App Store and people can download real money gambling apps, and you can push those installation files out to the handset through your channel. So obviously there's distribution points through the App Store and Android. And affiliates, you should obviously set up your campaigns that have the context of gambling and mobile, rather than just a PC. People are in front of a PC, and obviously affiliates historically have all been about the most number of clicks and the quality of clicks. But with mobile, you can really contextualize your adoption. For example, possibly promoting your mobile gambling offering in a casino where people have a phone in their pocket. There's also other things you should be aware of in terms of the mobile gambling space and applications in general. There's applications that are loaded on the iOS, on the App Store, but there's a school of thought that says that we can actually get around that altogether by building web applications that are made for mobile. There's a number of operators out there that have already created some web apps, and the advantages are that there's no barrier to entry. There's distribution everywhere. It's essentially a website. It's a URL that you're pointing players to. But the disadvantages are that you need greater connectivity, because there's more going through the network, and there's also maybe some limited functionality that you wouldn't get in an app. So distribution and discovery, I touched on this before, but there's channels to market. There's different channels to market that James talked about from a general affiliate perspective, but for gambling specifically, all you guys as operators of affiliate networks, you're seeking traffic in a way that is through a PC. But for mobile, you have a whole lot more layers of complexity that you should be aware of, which includes the networks we talked about. Some of the products that are coming out. There's a couple out there on the show floor that I've had a quick look at. Spin3's just released a sportsbook application for in-play betting, which is a real money app that can be downloaded onto an iPhone. There's some lotteries. These are actually, some of these screenshots are HTML5 web applications that run on smartphones. I was at the ICE conference. There was a new product that had just been released called Scratchingo, which was essentially just a web application scratch card, real money application. I just want to touch on the marketing for mobile. Mobile, and I've been doing this for quite some time, and I've been preaching this mantra for quite some time. Mobile sits across the middle of all different marketing mediums and channels. You can obviously have a call to action on television. You can have a call to action in a print ad, in outdoor. You can have mobile to mobile interaction, there's so many ways that you can actually think outside the box. And here's just a slide that has some different ways, instead of just conversions on banners, which is what you guys are, from the desktop world, are sort of involved in. There's a lot more channels that you can really exploit as it comes to mobile marketing, such as click to video, click to app. There's interactive calls to action from all different mediums, banners are just one channel, and there's so many other integration points, and this is actually really important to note as you get into the world of mobile. Some of the brands that have already started to go mobile, Playtech is offering a sports book. They were demonstrating a multiplayer poker web application that I'm sure is going to be part of the Prima network. So if any of you guys are on that, I think they're also looking at building that into their affiliate offering. Microgaming has, which is part of Spin3's, the spin-off there that develops all the mobile apps. They were demonstrating a flash poker application. bwin released their iPhone application on poker the other day, and the betting companies have all engaged the mobile channel. So there's actually quite a lot of depth out there and offerings that are gambling products that are available for mobile. This is just some screenshots of the bwin application that went live last week or 2 weeks ago. That's the screenshot of the poker table that runs on an iOS. It's a native real application that you download through the App Store in regulated markets. This is actually a photo that I took from the microgaming booth. They just released this. This is actually a very interesting technology. If any of you guys are aware of how Flash obviously works on the desktop, there is now Flash available for Android, for any Android devices running a certain version, and you can essentially port any of the Flash applications, Flash gambling applications, from a desktop over to mobile. And this is actually what microgaming have done. Full Tilt is actually another one that's gone down the portable Flash for Android route, which basically means that there's no barriers to entry. People that have a phone that's running Android 2.2 or more can run Flash, and then therefore run these applications that are real money. And then there's all the others in the market, and there were some new ones that I saw at ICE. Cozy Games has now got 50 affiliate brands. These guys are predominantly a web application offering, there's actually a company out in Vegas called Cantor Gaming, which has got a very unique product, which is a land-based mobile gambling product that you can actually use to play by the pool, but only within the confines of the casino. So that actually would work well in the context of attracting mobile players in, say, casinos and racetracks in the UK or other regulated markets across Europe. So there's we know that the growth is huge. The affiliate networks, especially around the gambling side of things, are starting to incorporate mobile tracking, but not all are. A lot of the affiliate networks out there are still yet to introduce a mobile tracking mechanism. But I think by the time we get to the end of this year, we'll actually see a lot of those affiliate networks have tracking, full end-to-end tracking, so you guys can start offering mobile products. But also you've got to really start to make sure that you think outside the box, especially as it relates to mobile, because it's not just people sitting in front of a computer. They've got their mobile with them all the time. That's about it. Any questions? I mean, what I've just obviously described throughout the slides is nothing new to the general industry, and the people that are running the affiliate networks are fully aware that mobile's a channel for growth. I mean, I spoke to Jim Ryan the other day, and I'd spoken to him about 2 years ago about mobile, and he said to me, "Darren, we're not doing anything in mobile because I don't know anything about it." And I spoke to him at ICE 2 days ago, and he's all for mobile. Everything is focused around mobile. A big poker operator, the CEO, is fully embracing mobile for 2011, and it's because of the devices. So the affiliate networks, some are they're hugely aware, so it's just a matter of time. I would actually you could probably go down, talk to James, because I'm sure he's got a whole lot of ideas on how to monetize some of that traffic for mobile. On mobile, I've actually had some discussions with them, and I know that they're building it in. They're building it, but it's not quite there yet. There's an operator that's based in Birmingham, runs M Fortune. He actually has his own. He uses Income Access. And he's got his own software that he's wrapped around. Income Access has now got. I know that he's got maybe 4 or 5 affiliates that he uses. So there's one idea of a channel. I've seen conversion metrics from mobile gambling companies only. They're quite low. The funnel is the conversion funnel is very sharp, and that's why I was saying before, at the second last point there, you should really think about how to attract a mobile player in the context of them being, suitable and have the propensity to use your gambling product. So if they're in a bingo hall, and they've got a phone in their pocket, they're likely to download and play a bingo game on their phone, and that conversion is going to get a lot better. A lot of those companies obviously keep their numbers to themselves, but Probability, which is a public company, if you look at some of their early results, they were churning through about 60,000 new players a quarter, with a retention rate of less than 5%, for total revenues of just on £1 million for the year. So, but that was really pre-smartphone. If your traffic is coming through mobile, they're going to want to play on their mobile. If they're aware of your site on a mobile, and your site should be optimized for mobile. And when I say optimized for mobile, I'm talking about that there's actually putting a detection in your entire website that converts and displays a style sheet that's applicable for mobile and easy to read, and it isn't content heavy with flash and forms and all the rest of it.
I understand. So if somebody comes to us from a mobile source, from a mobile machine, we detect them and give them a different offering.
Give them a different page, and then bounce them through a different product, but on your same network, making sure that your network has the tracking and the product to back it up.
Okay. That's what you're talking about, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. And this tracking worried me. At what point do we lose the possibility of our customer being tracked? I mean,
it's probably less than a PC, because you don't quite, especially in a conversion to an app. James, I don't know what you've seen in terms of conversion and where you see the tracking loss, but I would say conversion to an app is actually quite good, because it's it's completely tracked behind the scenes. Whereas obviously on a PC, you see the URL, you can clear your cache, clear your browser. It's a lot harder on a phone.
You mentioned one of your penultimate points, thinking outside the box, and just sort of picking up on the conversation here. If you're a traditional PC desktop affiliate, in terms of thinking outside the box for a mobile campaign, where do you start? What would your advice be to someone who hasn't touched the mobile space yet but wants to build a mobile campaign in reaching their customers?
Well, obviously the easiest process is to take what you know from desktop and do that on a mobile. James actually had some numbers up there before that talked about his conversions on a targeted network. But from a mobile perspective, there's these other channels that are up on the screen. I mean, there's obviously search, and there's display, and there's conversion through banners and the traditional web route. In terms of where to start, if you're doing anything on print that's targeted, you can obviously have a call to action that is mobile. That call to action through mobile.
Probably the easiest way to start is by just buying some ads on search or an ad network and trying to throw traffic at various different programs that are out there and just seeing what works. Experiment on a small scale, get your fingers burnt, lose a bit of money, and hopefully find a technique that works. And yeah, the easiest way is to buy search or pay-per-click.
What we do know is this whole area of mobile, and as it relates to mobile and gambling, and then obviously the traffic sources behind and the products in front, is very, very new. I mean, we're talking literally that. I mean, there's opportunities that exist right now to replicate the affiliate networks that have been around on a PC. They can obviously extend their offering, or they can become mobile affiliate networks that are specific per vertical. I mean, some of the networks that James had up on his slide are really generic, and I think there's definitely room for vertical, such as gambling, adult,